Hey guys, Ricardo with Phastek Performance, and today we are talking spoilers. So thank you for tuning in, first of all. I know it might take a little while for you guys to kind of fill in, but here we are today. We're talking about spoilers, the different types, different styles available, different manufacturers. Any questions you guys have, Jason's back here.
Hey guys.
Ready to answer any questions. He's going to let me know when you guys got some questions. We'll be more than happy to answer them. But a lot of questions that we kind of get with a lot of different types of spoilers are, what's the main differences? Why is this one a little bit more expensive than this one? Everything kind of plays a factor into obviously modding y'all's cars and getting them looking the way you guys want them to. So the spoilers kind of play a big factor because everybody wants a different style. Some manufacturers have their own way of doing things, where some are double-side tape on, some bolt on, some I believe even use like a silicone to kind of glue down in a way. And other ones bolt down. So it just depends on the different styles that are available. So kind of what I have laid out here for you are a couple of different styles. This one obviously is carbon fiber. So there's a carbon fiber version. There's two different manufacturers. There's Anderson Composite and Carbon Creations. Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. There's three, and also RKSport. So there's those three guys that have the carbon fiber versions available. They have their own versions of different styles, different designs, different weaves, different way they kind of clear. Some use a gel coat, some use just a base clear. So there's different styles as far as the carbon fiber one is concerned. So the next one we have here, this silver looking one, this one's a urethane. So we got a lot of questions. What does a urethane look like? How does it fit? How does it mold? What about it makes it urethane? Well, this is why it's urethane. So you can kind of squeeze it a little bit, so it's a little flexible. So urethane, although it's used on a lot of body parts, some guys don't like that flexibility. So it really kind of depends on how you guys want it to finish. So then we'll take something like this one here. This one is a blown injected molded. This is the for guys that we get a lot of questions about this one. This is the ZTA spoiler for the 5th gen Camaro. This is kind of what it looks like. It's blown injected molded. So the good thing about that, it's a lot like a factory piece. Very nice, very smooth, very little prep time, very little body work that needs to be done for any painter. And some guys that want to paint it themselves at home. Maybe you know how to paint a car. You got a little booth set up in your garage. Very nice, very easy to paint. So it goes together very easy. Like I said, very little body work. So like this one we have over here, this is actually a GM piece. Okay, so it's similar to this one. They're made almost exactly the same way. Slight differences as far as material that's used. That's really about it. But as you can kind of hear, they even sound the same. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they even sound about the same. This spoiler is actually a 6th gen ZL1 spoiler that we will be putting on a car in, I believe, next week.
Yeah, it's next week.
So it should be here next week. So we'll post up some pictures and stuff of that. We might even do a video on it too as well. So we'll kind of go off of that. So like I said, guys, there's these three different ones. The one I don't have here to kind of show you what it looks like is the ACS. ACS makes their stuff out of an RTM composite. And it's similar to fiberglass, so you'll have some other manufacturers that make theirs out of fiberglass as well, like RKSport. They make their stuff out of fiberglass as well, and that's the only one I don't have here for you. But it's very similar to the blown injected molded. It's just going to have maybe slightly more body work that needs to be done. It's very slight. Everything's kind of hand laid with those, but they come out really well. So we have those, and like I said, going into how some of them are mounted. Like this one, the blown injected molded, a lot of them put the Zert fittings in here, so that way they bolt down in place. Right back into the factory location. Very easy to install. Take the factory bolts out, put them back in. I think the hardest part probably when doing a 5th gen spoiler is getting the factory spoiler off, just because the factory spoiler also puts some little plastic clips in place, so getting those plastic clips to kind of pop out that trunk is kind of probably the hardest part. Maybe take some fishing line, and that's how you're able to get them. Same thing on the 6th gen, they do the same thing on that one. So that's how some of the ACS and the ZTA, that's how those mount. We got the urethane ones. A lot of guys are you know, why is it, what's the difference between it, and like this is the urethane, and as you can see here on the bottom side, they're held on with double-sided tape. You know, so you kind of, those you have to really kind of clean the surface very well. The double-sided tape will hold on very well as long as the surface is clean and it's mounted properly. You're gonna have no problems with it. But it is a little flexible, so that's why they use the double-sided tape on it. Believe it or not, a lot of GM body parts are also held on with double-sided tape. You'll have some of the 5th gen Camaros that have the factory body kit. That body kit is actually held on with double-sided tape on the top side and a couple of screws on the bottom side. So, you know, a lot of guys are a little weary on far as putting double-sided tape on, holding a body piece on like this. Well, I mean, if everything is done correctly, you're gonna have no problem out of it. It's gonna go down right, and as long as you let that double-sided tape adhere very well, you're gonna have no problem with it. So that's the urethane version. Like I said, that's the flexible version. You know. So then you have the carbon fiber ones. The carbon fiber ones, those are gonna bolt down as well. A lot of manufacturers, they kind of make those. Let me walk around here, so this side. A lot of manufacturers, the way they make those is they'll have the bottom, the base portion of it, and then they'll do the top side in carbon fiber, but they'll also put the fittings so that way you can bolt this down as well. So that's kind of an advantage to the carbon fiber ones. They look good. You're gonna pay a little bit more on them just because they're all hand laid. So what they do is they take the mold and then they have someone come in and then they hand lay all the carbon fiber, and then they put the base and the sides to finish it off, and then they gel coat it or clear coat it, depending on what their options are. So that's kind of a couple of different things that you guys have. As far as spoilers, let's see here, and as far as availability, a lot of the carbon fiber stuff, most of the time, they kind of have to be made to order. Just because since they are hand laid, sometimes they're not in stock right away, or they don't have one on the shelf. So sometimes these are kind of made to order, so that's why you'll see we try and update as best we can to get you guys a live ETA as far as when the order is going to ship. So if we have an order that comes in, we'll update you guys as best we can. But like I said, the carbon fiber stuff, it really kind of takes sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but the quality of it is usually pretty good. The urethane products, those are usually readily available as well. Those are usually made in big batches, so those are always kind of rolling in and out. So those are also there. And then you have the ZTA. The ZTA, very popular. A lot of 5th gen guys love it. That one we try and have as much as we can. I really, when I looked at the shelf this morning when I got this one out, I see probably we had probably about 8 or 10 of them on the shelf ready to go. And we always try and have them there so that way you guys can get them as fast as possible. A lot of these are also, you know, sometimes available. It takes us a little bit of time to get these ZTA versions, but we try and have them just ready to go. There's also ACS. ACS usually has his stuff always ready to go as well. It does ship out of Canada, so it does take a little bit longer as far as shipping, just to pass through customs. But his is usually always available. He likes to send us updates if he's delayed a week or 2 weeks, however long his delay might be. He'll send us an update so that way we can update you guys. But so that's what we got for you guys today. I mean, Jason, are there any questions coming through?
The only question you guys say, David, hey, thanks. Carbon fiber says best way to go. I agree. Carbon fiber is nice, you know. I do, and if you're looking for the carbon fiber look, definitely. Luke, nice to hear from you, buddy. Ryan Cole, I really like the Anderson Composite carbon fiber rear diffuser.
Oh yeah,
it is nice, man. I will give you that. 5th gen, 6th gen, doesn't matter. They're both badass. I think they look great. You know, so they look good. You know, we'll touch base real quick on the urethane. Urethane is somewhat like a plastic, guys. Yep. Obviously, it's a lot cheaper. Like he showed you, this one here sticks on with double-sided tape.
Right.
Generally, they're going to come in like a black finish. This one came in a silver finish from RKSport. This is a 3-piece kit. We're actually just showing you the center section. Is what we're showing you right here. Mm-hmm. But like I said, it sticks on, and some people go, "Hey, man, you know, is this thing going to fly off the car?" No, it's not going to fly off the car, guys. I mean, if you prep it right and you stick this stuff on, look how much tape, guys. Look how much surface area this is going to cover. That covers quite a bit. So, you know, when it sticks down, it's going to stick. I mean, I've had people come by before, and I'm like, and I pull on them just to see, and they're like, man, they are on there. So that's something some people go, well, man, I'm a little worried about that, you know, but you really don't have to worry about it. If you prep it, put it on right, yank on it, you know it ain't coming off. Do these for the 2016 V6. I want to replace my blade spoiler.
The only one right now for the 2016 V6 is ACS.
Yep.
That one is the only one available right now because that one's the way, obviously, if you know about what's going on with that one, is that it's got the extra hole that, the SS has the extra hole. The V6 has one hole that's not there.
Yeah.
So ACS right now is the only one that has one that mounts to the V6 right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar to our shop car, the white one, in case you haven't seen it.
You go to our Instagram and check out those pictures.
Instagram's got it. I mean, if you scroll down to the Facebook page, I should have some pictures there too as well. So, I mean, that one's got one on it, so it kind of shows you what it looks like. The only difference between the V6 and the V8 is the mounting. That's the only difference. Other than that, the spoiler design is the same.
Yeah, but we'll throw a link. We'll throw a link in there later on for the V6 one. That way you can, Joshua. That way you can see it, man. Yeah, like I said, so we have different brands here. Like Ricardo was saying, we've got the ZL1 right here. This is the one that's going to go on a local customer's car. We had it painted black. We're going to put it on a 2SS. What do you recommend for the 5th Gen SS, Carlos? I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, one of my favorites, you know, is the ZTA here, and the reason I like the ZTA probably the most is the simple fact is that you look at it, it's blown injected, molded, it's ABS, it's factory OEM style. This one here, if you see these holes right here, guys, that is cut out for the convertible. So you have a 5th Gen convertible now, obviously 2010 to 2013, guys. Right. It's not going to fit a 14 or 15. So if I had to recommend something for, we'll put a link on that as well. If I had to recommend something 14, 15, guys, I'm probably going to say maybe shoot for some carbon fiber stuff. Yeah. RKSport. It's they have available 2014, 2015. I
don't believe they do. I believe the only ones we have for 14, 15 are going to be the carbon fiber stuff.
Yeah.
So that's something to kind of keep in mind.
ACS 14,
ACS,
15.
Yeah, I take that back. ACS has their Z28 style spoiler. So there's that version. If you guys are looking for like a lower one, because I know that the Z28 one comes up pretty high. If you're looking for something a little bit lower, unfortunately, the carbon fiber one by Anderson Composite is going to be kind of the way to go. Just because they're the only ones that are going to have something that bolts down right now.
Carlos, are we talking 14, 15, or are we talking 10 to 13 Camaro?
Yeah, let us know, buddy. I mean,
because if you go with this is this ETA spoiler right here. This is going to fit right in the factory hole locations for a 10 to 13. Like I said, also it's cut out for the antennas as well. For the convertible for the convertible guys, so it's the same spoiler either way, coupe or convertible. It's the same spoiler. It doesn't matter. They're both 10 to 13. Right here, ZTA is a great spoiler. And look, hold it long ways. Let's look at it long ways. Look at that. So basically, this is almost like the ZL1 spoiler. It came out before the ZL1 was actually ever released in 2012. Yeah. But it's probably one of our most popular spoilers when it comes to quality. Because like I tell everybody, that thing, OEM style, it's very straight. You don't have any wave in it at all. So when you have to go get it finished, it should cost minimal, maybe $150 if that to have it painted, professionally painted. Yeah, maybe. You know, it'd be like this paint, like right here for the most part. This is straight black, gloss black, and this is basically the factory is just basically it's made the exact same way. That's blown, injected, molded as well. So that's something to look at. You know, when considering is how is the long-term quality going to stand up? I love the ZTA. I'm sold on ZTA. If you want carbon fiber, obviously this is a extreme dimensions one, but you can go with
they have their carbon fiber versions. Let's see here. I believe that's about it.
Carlos's question is, how much horsepower does it add? It's got, you know what, man? I would be lying if I told you it was 50, dude. I would be lying. So,
right? No, I mean, but it does add, a bit of downforce.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna add some downforce.
Keep those rear wheels, stuck to the ground. So, how much power does it create? Probably not any, but it does help that power transfer. So
it'll go with the chrome valve covers and the dice mirror, man. 1 million horsepower, David.
There you go, man.
So that's kind of stuff. Well, let's flip over this flip over this this carbon fiber one, just kind of give an idea.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, you can see underneath it, it's laid on the top, and underneath it here, it's basically like a gel coat, and that's kind of the structure for the most part. It's going to give it its strength, you know, and obviously the carbon fiber is going to give it its look. If you're looking for a carbon fiber similar to like what this ZTA one looks like, I'm going to probably tell you go with the ZL1 style. David said 1 million. He just got the Anderson Composite one yesterday, I do believe. Stuck it on his car. So if you go to our Facebook page and you look under the visitor section, you'll see his on there.
Post up a picture, David. Post up a picture so that way, you know, people see it in the comments, man. But I mean, we get a lot of questions about it. I mean, we have the stock photos and stuff, but having them on a car is kind of hard to come by. So if you got a picture, hey man, throw it up. You know, come on by.
He put it up. He put it up yesterday on our on our Facebook page. So cool. It's really nice. He tagged us in it. So cool, thanks, David. It does look great. I'll tell you that. Hopefully you can come by and we get some good pictures of it in the out in the shop.
Definitely.
So I mean, that's kind of your choices. Now again, you know, if you want something that's easy to mount, like for instance, you guys that have the 10 to 13 V6s. You don't have holes if you got the base model LS. So if you don't want to drill holes, this is probably a good option for you right here. It says RKSport spoiler right here.
Yeah.
Sally sold seashells by the seashore. It sticks right on.
Yeah. You're not gonna. I mean, if you do something like the ZTA, because we do get the questions, can I put one on? My car doesn't have a spoiler. You can, but you're gonna have to figure out how to drill those holes, where to drill those holes.
Yeah.
Since your factory deck lid does not have them.
Yeah.
So
you kind of have to lay it up. You have to kind of set it up there, figure out where the holes are at.
And if you're off by that little bit, man, you got to drill another hole.
Yeah.
You know, so it's something for you guys that don't have a factory spoiler. This double-side tape one is really kind of the way to go.
Yeah.
Unless you're willing to drill some holes. Who knows? You might even be able to find someone with a deck lid that wants to trade you.
Yeah, it's true.
Someone that doesn't want their deck lid because it had a spoiler, or they don't want a spoiler. See if someone will trade. That's probably going to be your easiest way to kind of convert it over.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
So those are some of your options right there that we have for you to show you today. Like I said, we don't have any ACS spoilers here that we wanted to show you. We really like the ACS stuff too.
Yeah, definitely.
The quality is nice on the ACS. The customer service of those guys are great. We like them a lot. You know, but these are the options we're going to show you today. If you got any questions, let us know. Just a quick update. The guys with the 2016 Camaros looking for the 1.5 drop springs.
Next week.
Next week, guys, are going out next week.
Next week.
We'll make the product live.
I want to say probably, I think Monday.
I
want to say we're
gonna make it live Friday.
Friday. Okay.
We're gonna make it live Friday, and we're gonna start shipping Monday, Tuesday.
we need to do is package.
That's it.
We have the springs here. We got the pallets the other day. So the springs are here. We just need to box them and get them packaged up, and they are ready. Quick
update, guys. If you haven't seen it already, the Camaro Fest is going to be July 13th, 14th,
and 15th.
And is it 15th?
Yes. 15th is the kind of the main event. I think the 13th they're doing a
go to our Facebook page.
Yeah, I have an event posted on there, so I'm going to be updating that. We also have something very special for everybody that's actually going to go out there. So I mean, stay tuned for it. So we got something in the works.
Yeah, we like to definitely make it fun for people that are going to go to it. So if you haven't already, go to our Facebook page, sign up for the Camaro Fest. We want to see everybody there. It's going to be a great event. I think they're going to have autocross, drag racing, car show stuff. So in any part of the show that you're interested in, you'll be able to fill in that spot, guys.
Let us know, and we'll be sure to have some of you guys that want to see these spoilers and wings and what they look like in person. We are going to take some of this stuff so that way, in case you want to get an idea. I know it's in July, but some of the guys like to wait and make sure they want to see it in person before they actually buy it. So in July, if you guys want, we are going to be at that show. We're going to have the booth set up there. We might actually have 2 cars also, and actually I haven't talked to Jason about this one, but the ZL1 that we're actually having come in next week, he's going to be at the show, and he wants to have us have his car at the booth. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So we might have our shop car, 6th Gen, and a 6th Gen ZL1 there on display for you guys to see. So definitely it's going to be a good event.
Real quick question, Ryan wants to. Is there anyone making drop strings for the 16 2.0?
Not yet. I haven't been able to confirm. I haven't been able to confirm if our springs are going to work, or if anybody else's springs are going to work, only because I haven't been able to get my hands on a car yet. As soon as I have a customer that comes by and is willing to let us borrow the car for a little while, I have no problem testing a set of springs. You know, obviously we have to line it up and make sure everything's going to check and fit correctly. So it's one of those things that we have to test first.
We'll find out, man. Even if we'll probably do is maybe see if we can order a factory spring and just go from there. J Rock, planning to go to San Antonio event in April. That's the Camaro Revolution.
The Camaro, yes.
Yeah. So I don't think we're gonna have a booth there.
I think we might go.
We're gonna just go hang out and
hang out for the day.
Yeah.
As far as having a booth, I don't think we'll have a booth, but you know, I mean, it's in April, so we haven't really talked about it much. Because I know what we were also trying to do, kind of let you all in on something. We're also trying to do an open house around that same time.
Yeah.
So the open house kind of got pushed back because that event came up.
There's a lot going on.
But there's a lot starting to come up, a lot starting to go on. So our open house might be pushed back into the next month, but definitely we're going to find out and go from there. But April is a possibility.
Yeah.
Possibility, definitely.
Definitely possibility, guys. So yeah, we definitely should be a good time, Jeremy. It should be a good time, man. I think we're gonna have a good time. Camaro Fest is always a fun time, guys.
It is.
You meet a lot of people, same interest.
Everybody.
You get a lot of ideas.
Everybody.
So that's definitely gonna be a good show there to check out.
And I think this one's gonna be even better as compared to, because we went in 2015, and 2015 was great. We had a good time with everybody that went. But I think this one's going to be even better only because the 6th gen is now available. It's now out. Guys are customizing it. Guys want to show up with those cars. You got the ZL1 that come out. So it's going to be something that's new and everything. So definitely going to be good.
Brian Pruitt, if I have a 1-inch drop and I want to get a rim with a 10-inch front and 11 rear, will I have rubbing problems?
Depends on the tire.
Depends on the offset as well. Depending on what 10 and what 11 you're going with. If you're going with like replicas, the 10 and 11 will fit.
Right.
I take it, Brian. Do you have the 6th gen, Brian?
Name sounds familiar.
Brian Pruitt. No, yeah, I think he's won before.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely so. Yeah.
Brian, do you have a 6th gen or do you have a 5th gen Camaro?
Yeah, it depends on the wheel, and depends on the tire.
Yeah, but 1-inch drop, man, you'll be fine.
If you have
he has a 5th gen.
A 5th gen.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine, man. You're gonna be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually when a car's lowered, I don't suggest going any lower than a 305 tire, just for the rear. For the front, you can go a 275 or a 285.
285, yeah.
285 is a little close for me, so I usually just suggest a 275. But you can fit.
1-inch drop, not a problem at all, man. Good springs too. You can either do the Phastek 1-inch drop, you can do the Hotchkiss, BMR. So you have great selection. I would those are the 3 top ones for me though. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, man. So that's some good questions, guys. We appreciate your questions, man.
Definitely.
You know.
Yeah. If you guys got anything, I mean, anything and everything, we're willing to cover. You know, as far as these live shows, I mean, pop in. You got a question on springs, spoilers, whatever we're covering, we'll be willing to answer.
Yeah, not a problem.
We're even talking about Camaro Fest. So, you know, I mean, we're probably going to do a show on Camaro Fest later on this month, and you know, go from there. But if we're talking about Camaro Fest now, I mean, it's going to be a fun event. So I should have more information on the fest maybe next month. I should have more information for you guys as far as who we got lined out and what we got going on for you guys.
Do you know if they make a dovetail spoiler that type for a 1415? You say you're talking about like the RKSport style, or are you talking about like the GM? I know GM does not make one.
No, they don't. They don't make one.
They made one for the 2010 to 2013.
Yeah, really, kind of the closest style you're going to get to something like that. I was gonna say it's either gonna be ACS the C28, but I'm trying to remember off the top of my head if Carbon Creations has something that style for.
You know what though, but we'll find out and get back with you on it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll look at the options, because I know we have all the Carbon Creations stuff up there. So yeah, I'll look at this and just double check for you guys.
You know, so let's go back to a couple questions here. Off the topic, but is there a floorboard light kit available for the 6th gen? Basically, a footwell lighting kit is what you're talking about.
Is there one available?
You can use our 5th gen one.
Our 5th gen one, you just have to find a power and ground. I mean, it's kind of a universal kit that we have.
If you try to, just tell them, if you try to connect to like the dome.
Yeah, if you try, the only thing is if you try and connect to the dome, it's
a little
funny. They stay on. They said because the dome it doesn't have a complete one's power, one's off, and one's ground. It doesn't have one of those like the 5th gen did. So I have our car that's wired to the dome, and when you turn the car on, the lights are going to be on. They're dim, but when you open the door, they get bright. So if the key power is on at all, those lights are going to be on. Personally, I don't like that.
But you're really gonna want to put it on a switch.
Yeah. On a 6th gen, definitely put it on a switch.
Yeah.
Just because it's a little easier to control at that point.
Have the Hotchkiss from you guys and love them. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, that's a good spring. The Hotchkiss are nice.
Oh, yeah.
Ricardo wants to add a spoiler with the wicker bill extension to a 15 LS. What are my options?
15 LS. Do you
ACS?
ACS.
You go ACS Z28 spoiler?
Yeah, Z28. He's got the wicker bill.
He's got a wicker. You can add the wicker bill.
See, I believe that's probably the only one that you can do a wicker bill. If you want to do a wicker bill on anything else, then it's really going to kind of be up to you how to mount that wicker bill in place.
Yeah. Like you could always take an aftermarket spoiler and add a wicker bill to it. Yeah. You're just going to have to put nut zerts.
Yeah, these little zert
They're like
fittings.
these zerts right here.
You're just going to have to drill a hole, put those zert fittings in there, and then you can bolt that wicker down. So if you did that with anybody else, they're just your warranty's out from there. At that point,
yeah.
If you want to add that wicker, but like you said, ACS the only one right now with the Z28 style that will bolt on with the wicker. It's a little on the higher price, but the quality's right up there with with some of the best.
Yeah, Ryan, are there any Camaro events in the Pacific Northwest that you know of? I don't know of any now.
Yeah, not right now. I know there's a lot of people working on a bunch of different shows. As far as, where they're going to be, I don't know. No one's really locked anything down. I know Camaro Fest is locked down, but they lock that down months in advance so that way they can plan and make sure and get guys like us and line everything out so that way
but
make it a big event.
Yeah, the big event's going to basically be the Camaro Fest, which, I hope next year that they can have it on the West Coast. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, the thing is they like to go lower, so maybe Phoenix is probably what they're shooting for. Yeah. It'd be great if we could do Vegas. Ooh. Now, here's the other thing: is the LS Holly Fest is now going to be in Vegas.
Yes.
So if you can't make it to the Bowling Green event, the Holly LS Fest is going to be in May, I think, May 8th or something like that.
And I've heard a lot of Camaro guys that they like to go to the Holly LS Fest because it's mainly a race event.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's great. It's active. It's mainly a drag race event, and so that's something to kind of think about. But the Holly LS Fest, we were actually thinking about going last year. We didn't make it. Thinking about going this year too.
But the Camaro Fest kind of came up.
Camaro Fest came up. Since that came up, unfortunately, that kind of diverted that one. So
2 minutes.
So we'll definitely kind of go from there.
Ricardo, ACS Z28 with the wicker bill extension. It's badass, dude. Yeah. It's really David, the guy that posted right above you. He has one. He just switched over to the ZL1 from carbon fiber from Anderson. But it's definitely a nice looking spoiler. It looks good. He had it painted black. So, guys, we're at the end of the show now. Mm-hmm. What are we giving away?
Let's do a Phastek t-shirt and hat combo.
Okay, cool. And now here's the thing. What are you going to do?
What are we as far as like a question?
Yeah.
Let's see here. What can we do? What can we do? No pressure. No pressure. Right? Let's see here. Let's just do a number. I mean, it's something simple, easy, gives everyone a chance to do. Jason's going to kind of take reins here. I'm going to block the camera a little bit. Jason's going to kind of go ahead and get the number going for you guys, so that way we can get you all lined out. And I'm going to kind of come back here, and let's just talk about the.
No,
let's go ahead and do it.
What
so
number, guys?
We're not peeking on anything.
No.
So let's see. He wrote down the number. So go ahead and keep it down here.
All right, guys. Number between 1 and 10. We're going to make it easy for you. 1 and 10. The first person to answer has the number wins. The shirt and hat combo.
Shirt and hat combo that we'll send out to you guys. Your size of shirt, your size of hat. We got large and small and large as far as the hat's concerned.
Yeah, but they go medium and extra large. So
it's kind of it's a little bit of a flex fit kind of thing.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Come on.
Who wants it?
Who wants it?
Your size shirt. This is pretty much what the shirt's going to look like. It's got that up front, and it's got this in the back here. Turn around here. Got that in the back. So, first one. Anybody between 1 and 10?
1 and 10.
Anybody? Man, Jason's going through the comments. I see him kind of.
Yeah.
He's waiting.
Nada.
He's waiting.
I don't guess I don't have enough people watching it. 19 people watching. Somebody can throw in a number, man. It's like, oh my goodness, here.
You got 10 choices.
David got it.
There you go, man. There you go. So what did he go? Number 10. Number 10, right there.
David got it.
Number 10, right there.
Come on, David. Come by and pick it up, man.
Come by, pick it up, buddy.
So thanks, guys, for visiting, hanging out with us.
Yes, definitely. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next week where we'll talk about different items, different stuff. So be sure and tune in.
Thanks, guys.